Thank you very much. A while ago, I wrote a bit called The Car Song, which had a whole bunch of car names in it, and I decided that I'd write another chapter for the Sioux. Howdy, folks. Jimmy Durango here. You know, the private detective obsessed with car names? Well, welcome to Chapter 3 of my ongoing quest to seduce Savannah Isuzu. That swift little trooper whose expedition had left a Tahoe of Maxima heartache from Park Avenue to Silverado. I'm still Bentley on finding her, no matter how Ferrari I Honda go to do it. If I focus on this venture, it could be my passport to the ultimate golf odyssey. I'm not about to pass that up. In Chapter 2, I'd lost her trail in Grand Cherokee, Alberta, where I'd impersonated a farmer and attempted to lure her to my farm to fork. Eventually, I'd heard through the grapevine that Savannah had taken an interest in greyhounds. I immediately thought hockey and headed for Sault Ste. Marie. So there I was in the Sioux, having a double Esposito at Phil and Tony's Internet Cafe and Esposito Bar. That's when I eyes her, man. Sitting there acting all coy vu, batting her Eliashes at me. Oh, she was the cat's Lemieux. I knew right away she was a hockey talk woman when she says, "Quit milling around, Sittler." Take a low off. I've been rawning around after the Sioux Greyhounds, she said, but you look like you could grind it out in the corners. Well, I'm not one to be rudy, ladies and gentlemen. And I am recently Dvorak and come from a long line of shameless slats. And I noticed she was drinking a Ginla. So I sat down and reached for the bottle. "Jerome Ginla," she says. Jerome Ginla. I ordered some schnaps on the rocks and a coffee. "Do you comrie often?" I says. "Only when I'm looking for a Malik U." "Talk it's cheap," I said. Then I hit her with a joke. "What do you call the fear of sitting on a ghost?" "Darius Casparitis." By now you're all wondering, I know what you're wondering, did I Garen the Sakic? Wait, Doug, wait. Don't want to be Russian and Ronik for you. So all of a sudden she leans over and whispers in my ear, "Don't think I'm just some sallow Cujo," she says. "I've got a Mahavelich for your Zamboni." I'm thinking, Jagger. Donald, Cherry, and Joseph. This hockey talk woman wants to bonk. Yuri Bubla. I was in a daze. "You Gary Bettman," I says. By this time, I was completely hammer-licked. Seemed like a good idea. Ladies and gentlemen, I was sorely mistaken. So we paid the check manic, jumped in my pot van, and drove all the way to her place in Rawawa. She shares this little housley with her bro Deer and her son Dean. They were away at a hockey game in Linden. Anyway, she told me they tend to get Madden Chelius when she brings Newman in. Madden Chelios, I said. By then I was so drunk I didn't gag. Suddenly she says, "Why don't you make like Gretzky and head south?" "Aw's good," I thought. By then I was hard as Larock, and Defoe, I knew it. We were knolling around on the flurry in her recce room. I was fogling with her brashear as she slowly tucked her fetus off. Gilmore, Gilmore, she moaned. Then I touched her Poplinski and she went absolutely Melnick. Shanahan down my Francis crying, Domi, Domi now! And that's when it happened. My Pekka. It went all pulpy. That was all she wrote up. That Makita of Aginla and Schneps that made my pronger dead marsh. Shut! I thought, I feel like I'm gonna up Kachuk just thinking about it. Niedermeyer, Jimmy, she says. I don't mean to be rude to you, but you're just not ready for the big leagues. Arsenault, I said. Are not, she said. Arsenault, are not. Garth Snow you are, but what a May. Look, Durango, you play short-handed, you can't put the puck in the net, you're not playing the body, you're terrible on the back check, got a lousy wrist shot, put no effort into the warm-up, you can't keep it up for 60 minutes. You dump it in, then you just stand there. You got to use the forecheck, take the body, grab the puck, stick handle into the slot, aim for the top corner, and make the play. Well, after 5 straight minutes of this critique from Hull, she happy booling like a baby. Don't worry, she said. I don't kiss him to Nelly. But I think you better leech. Well, I thanked her for the advice and hork off out of there, swearing never again to rope a tie one on and sow my wild oats. Because it can get really messy, eh? And I think I'll stick to wine from now on. European wine. It's in the grapes. A couple songs that I definitely will not be playing this evening. Won't be doing this one. Oh, my little pretty one, you'd be looking better after 9 Coronas. Won't be doing any love songs tonight. Anybody have this as a wedding song? Do I get this dunce for the rest?